Welcome to another episode of Out of Spec Dave, where today I'm in Brewster, New York at the V3 Magic Dock stations. Actually, one of the last times I was here was February 28th this year, when Tesla opened up their network for Magic Dock. And what I thought I would do today is just plug in. We're on our way home from a nice weekend getaway on Memorial Day. It is Memorial Day. And I want to plug in here. I want to show you how Magic Dock works. And I also want to talk about the new partnership between Ford and Tesla with the NACS standard, because there's a lot going on. And for those of you who maybe missed the announcements or maybe are still a little confused as to what's happening, I'm going to hopefully straighten it all out for you today. So let's get into it. All right, so normally if you have a non-Tesla car and you want to charge your CCS car here at the Magic Dock, what you need to do, I don't know if you can come on in here, Kathy, you need to go to the Tesla app, and what you need to do is up here in the top right and scroll all the way over and say charge your non-Tesla. And then when you do that, you go over here, and we are in Brewster, New York, and I'm going to say charge here. Now when I do that, what's going to happen is it's going to unlock this entire charging port here. This is the Magic Dock portion, and this is the NACS or the Tesla handle. So what you do is you push up and then you pull out. Well, it didn't work. Let's try that one more time. Let's see what happens here. I'm going to charge here. You see over here, this is the thing I didn't do correctly. So I need to put in 1B. Here, we'll do it this way. Put in 1B because that says 1B. Now listen, unlock adapter. There, I heard the click. Okay, now what you do is you push up and then you pull out. And what you'll see is the Magic Dock. This is the CCS port that you can then plug into any non-Tesla car that supports CCS. Obviously it's not if it's a Chatamo, but, and so while we're not going to be using this today, I do want to talk a little bit about this. This is a great feature, very ingenious, very elegant. It seems to be holding up well. It's now almost June 1st here, and everything looks to be solid here with this adapter. But the one thing is that Magic Dock is still only at around, I think it's 11 stations. We were at one yesterday up by Saratoga, and and we charged last night just using the regular NACS or the Tesla adapter. But I'm going to put this back in, all right? And then what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pull this out, and I have to unlock the car. Hold on one second. There we go. And I'm just going to plug in and start charging there. It's as simple as that with Tesla. We all know it's so simple, and that's one of the reasons why the actual CEO, Jim Farley from Ford, has decided to throw the towel in on any of the other charging networks. His clients can't rely on the CCS network anymore. So he's set up a partnership with Tesla, and I'm going to explain a little bit how that's going to work. And I think this is probably the huge linchpin that is going to have a lot of other manufacturers joining forces with Tesla. And I'm excited about this. I think this is an extremely good thing. As much as a Tesla guy that I am, I think this is going to have great ramifications for all electric vehicles, and I think it's going to have some positive benefits for Tesla as well. So let's go up on the hill over here and talk about why I think this is good and what it's all about. Okay, so the significance of this partnership deal between Ford and Tesla, let me give you my spin on this whole thing. Electrify America, they're in business because of a lawsuit. They had to invest in the infrastructure in this country. They are pretty much the only game in town when it comes to long distance on the highways. If you're trying to take a road trip, there are other networks out there. There's ChargePoint, and there's a number of others, but Electrify America really is the best. And I've showcased on this channel a number of times the challenges that people are having with either long waiting lines or chargers being down, or the app not necessarily even showing the uptime, the status of what's going on. And I think it was on the Twitter Spaces when Elon and Jim when they announced the whole partnership, I think it was during then, or I heard that Jim Farley's own kids was like, Dad, can we stop at a Tesla supercharger? Because they always work. And, you know, so look, I think this has been a long time in the works. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they just winged it and said, let's get this thing going. But the first thing that you'll notice at these Tesla V3s is that the cords themselves are not long enough. You'll remember that Tom Moloughney, he actually charged here in his F-150 the day after I was here on March 1st, and Marquez Brownlee was here the same day, and the two of them actually helped each other film their videos. But one of the things was they were these balusters, or these posts in between each one of the chargers over here in Brewster, and they've actually removed those now because Tom, he was trying to pull up so close to be able to plug in his the V3 cable with the Magic Dock that I just showed you, the CCS, to be able to plug into his F-150, because the ports on all these different CCS cars, they're in different places. Sometimes they're in the front, sometimes they're in the back, sometimes they're off to the side, like on my Lucid or Tom's F-150. So one of the things that Ford is doing is that they're going to come out with an adapter. And the adapter is going to, I imagine, be long enough so that you'll be able to plug any V3 or V2 charging, Tesla charging cable into this adapter. Now, I'm sure the adapter is going to cost hundreds of dollars, just like the old Chatamo adapters we used to own. It's not just going to be a simple adapter, because one of the things that Ford feels very strongly about is making sure that if you have a Ford product, whether it's a Mustang Mach-E or an F-150 Lightning or any of the newer cars that are going to be coming out with electric format, Ford did not want their customers to be able to have to use a different app in order to activate the Tesla charging network. So let's just say, in our case, I came up here the first day I ever charged over here on Magic Dock was when my wife Kathy's GV60, and there's an app for the GV60. But instead of using that app, I actually had to go to the Tesla app. In my case, I already had the Tesla app downloaded because I've had Teslas and I had a Tesla. And then you have to navigate the Tesla app in order to activate the Magic Dock station. So Jim, I know, didn't want that to happen. So he's making sure that the integration between when you want to charge a Ford product, you're going to be using that Ford Pass app in order to make that happen. What's nice about that is, in addition to the actual charging cable, the extension or the adapter, you'll be able to use the native app that you're used to as a Ford customer, which I think is not only a good thing, but it's a smart thing. I think that's also going to be making sure that the protocol during the handshake, that Tesla and Ford are going to work it out so they'll know what car is charging at this station here. Or this, you wouldn't even use the Magic Dock CCS on this station. What you would do is you would use the regular, what they call the North America charging standard, the regular Tesla charger, and then you would plug that into the Ford adapter that you're going to have to buy as a Ford customer. And so the payment for that will be worked out between Ford and Tesla. So I don't think, although this hasn't really been proven out yet, but I don't think you're going to be able to use that Ford adapter with another brand car. I think they're going to make it exclusive to Ford. It's going to be for a benefit of Ford customers, and that's the way that they're going to be able to maintain loyalty for the Ford product owners of the cars. So I think that's going to be a really good thing. And then beyond the adapter and beyond the integration to the API to the Ford app, what Ford is going to do is they're going to put the NACS adapter built right into their cars, probably starting in 2025 is what we're hearing. So what that means is that you could actually pull up to any Tesla supercharger, and the V4s are going to, we hear they're going to have longer cables, and there's going to be a lot more version 4 superchargers going in over time. But the goal is that you would be able to actually plug in a Tesla supercharger right into a Ford without having to use an adapter, which is going to be interesting. But that's going to be the OEM, the original equipment manufacturer of Ford itself, building that Tesla NACS adapter into their cars. Now the question is, are they also going to keep the CCS as well as the NACS adapter? I don't really know, but we'll have to see. But what I would say is that the integration of two major manufacturers working together to solve the problem of long road trips and giving the peace of mind to Ford owners, I think is an amazing thing. I think it's going to have tremendous ramifications. I think Ford will sell more cars because of this. People will have the confidence that they're not only buying a car that's a great car, Mach-E, F-150 Lightning, but they're going to get the benefit of the Tesla network behind them as well. Now, a lot of people are saying, well, yeah, but what about Magic Dock? Well, here's the thing. Magic Dock was rolled out on February 28th. It's now almost June, and there's still only 11 in the country. So I don't think this is the direction Tesla's going. They did it to just maybe appease, maybe get some tax dollars. I don't really know, but I don't see a mass rollout of Magic Docks happening across this country today. And so I like this solution better. I think more manufacturers should give Elon a call and say, let's partner up and let's do some business. And I'd like to see more and more of this happening. So anyway, hopefully this video gives you a little bit more insights into the differences between Tesla, superchargers, the CCS network, Magic Dock, and what Ford and Tesla are doing together with the adapter. Originally, the adapter is supposed to be out by, I think, the spring of 2024. So let's give that about a year to be able to come out. But it's a great announcement. And I think a lot more people that are thinking about getting rid of their Mach-E's for a Model 3 or a Model Y, they're probably going to say, you know what, I think I'll keep that Mach-E because it's a great car. And soon we're going to have the entire Tesla network to be able to charge in addition to the CCS network, which is great. One little bonus point that Kathy just made is the fact that here we are on Memorial Day weekend. We pulled up and there was only one other Tesla here. And now we've got we got a guy from Delaware pulling away. We got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cars here, and they're all Teslas. So I don't know if people who have CCS cars, maybe we just hit it on the wrong timing, but you know what? If you have a CCS car, come on over to Brewster, download the Tesla app, and you can charge here. So this is kind of odd to me that there are no CCS cars. So Tesla people, don't worry. Don't freak out. There's plenty of room here at Tesla, even though it's a Magic Dock. Hey, listen, comment below if you have any comments, if you agree with me, if you disagree with me, if you have any questions, please don't hesitate to ever reach out to me, Dave at outofspecstudios.com. And thanks again for watching another episode of Out of Spec Dave.